Hi everyone, welcome to Module 7. I have just a couple of things to talk about in the beginning of the week video, some announcements, and then I want to show you what it looks like when you receive your graded and assessed essays back in class. You will be receiving your rhetorical analysis this week. I'm about a week behind with grading, which is pretty typical for the first assignment, and I just want to show you what to expect so that you know how to read all of the marks. And all the things that will help you to revise the essay. So y'all look, I have on the screen, thinking about the next 4 weeks of the class actually. We are in Module 7 this week. Module 8 is when we're going to start Essay 3 because in Module 7 we're going to pause. We're going to have a little bit of a break, breathe a little bit, reflect on the writing we've done so far. So Module 7 should be pretty relaxed. And I want to give you a heads up about a few things happening in Module 8, 9, and 10. So Module 8, we're going to start Essay 3. You'll learn about the assignment. We'll learn some new rhetorical concepts. And then Module 9 will happen. And Module 9 is going to repeat for 2 weeks, y'all, because we have 2 different spring breaks at Front Range Community College. You'll notice that our focus that week will be on you making your decisions about Essay 3 through a proposal kind of assignment. It'll be super relaxed, but just practice at writing a proposal, and then you'll start writing your essay. And then you'll, during Module 9, some of you will do it during the week of March 14th and March 20th. You'll notice that Larimer campus is on spring break during this week. So I will be online and working that week. BCC students, Westminster campus students, and Brighton campus students should be working during the week that Larimer campus students are on spring break. And then the next week, Module 9 will repeat. And you'll notice that those dates are there, March 21 through 27. So y'all, it would be best if you follow the spring break of the campus you live near, especially if you're taking campus courses. If you're taking campus courses, the campuses will absolutely be on spring break on the dates that I have listed. If you're only taking online courses, you could pick either spring break. Sorry, I'm like combining words and trying to say pick and spring at the same time. If you're taking only online campus courses, I can't get my words right, y'all. You can take either spring break. And I'm going to be offline during this week. I'm going to type that in here. I am on spring break. Faculty at their respective campuses do take a week off from work. So I will be offline this week. In fact, I'm going to be out of town with my daughters on a trip. So you might pick the week that, for Module 9, pick the week that works best for you, depending on your situation. And I really do, again, recommend that you take the break that your campus is taking if you're taking campus courses. But all the way online students, you sort of have a choice here on which week you want to do the Module 9 work, so then you will get a full week off. You won't have to repeat that work, obviously. You'll just do that work during the 1 week that you choose. So if you have any questions around spring break, let me know, you all, because it's a little bit complicated since we have 4 different campuses and one campus taking a different spring break than the other campuses. And then I'm going to, you all, push back the workshop. Our 3rd workshop will not happen until Module 10. So that will be happening. The writers will post their drafts in the workshop discussion board forum by the end of the day on Monday, March 28th. And then we'll do the workshop on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st in Module 10. So I just wanted to give you that head up that I'm going to switch that date in the syllabus to this new date so that Module 9 is pretty simple for everybody to complete no matter which week they choose to participate. All right, so that's the end of the announcements. For Module 7, you all, you are receiving back your rhetorical analysis, and thank you for being patient on receiving them back. I want to make a point about Essay 1 and Essay 2 that they're really, really different essays. Most of you revised a previously academic essay into something that's not so academic, and very few of you are still writing in academic context. So I'm really excited actually that I've kind of held off on returning the rhetorical analysis because it is an academic assignment, and I'm glad that you're not getting it until you're submitting essay 2 or after you've submitted essay 2. So when you receive the essay back, I want to show you where you can get your essay and what you should do to read the comments. And I'm logged in as a student right now, and I've submitted a file so that you can see what it looks like. So the first place you might notice that I've returned your grade is in the grade book. And when you scroll down in your grade book, and I haven't done any assignment except for the essay here, you notice there's this really, really long note. It discusses how to read my feedback here. And then it gives you options for view inline feedback. You'll notice that my note says please see the attachments here, but it doesn't give you access to the attachments. And we could definitely click on the inline feedback here, but it's kind of not worth your time because I'd rather you see all the stuff I've returned with your rated essay. So inline feedback is really important because I put a lot of marks in your draft, but a better place to go and get everything that I've returned to you is to assignments, and go back to the place you originally submitted your essay. And you'll notice that it will say feedback, and then it will say unread. I've already clicked on the link that says unread, so it turned to red. But yours will say unread here. This is where you submitted your file. So when you click on unread, or the second or third time you go back to review comments, click on read, and then you'll notice the long, long note. And then you'll notice your grade, however many points out of 75, and then some things at the bottom, some really important stuff at the bottom. 2 files that I've uploaded. This is actually your grade sheet. You remember a few weeks ago in Module 5, I shared the grade sheet with you, or Module 4, I'm not remembering which, but I shared the grade sheet with you before the rhetorical analysis was due, actually. And then this blue, it says this 20 most common errors blue handout. So this file is going to have a green background. This one's going to have a blue background. And then you notice there's a link here for view inline feedback. So let's do a couple of things that I recommend. I would click on 20 most common errors and open this file. This is the blue handout. It's a handout that has 20 errors. These 20 errors are the most common that writers make, especially learning writers. And I use these numbers, and I'll mark them in your draft when I see these errors showing up. And then you'll notice when you scroll down a little bit further that I also added some notes here, 21, 22, and 23, just to help me to mark MLA-related things and source usage things. So 21, 22, and 23 are not a part of the 20 most common errors, but I'm just using them for the in-text citations and for sources because they're really, really common things that I mark, and this will help you to learn about how to integrate sources well and how to use in-text citations properly and how to refer to titles properly when they're website source titles or whether they're essay titles and those kinds of things. Then when I go back to where I uploaded my draft originally, I'm also going to download this file, which is a Word document, and this is the grade sheet. So it's opening right now, and you'll notice your name is at the top, and you'll notice that you have been, your writing quality has been rated according to the category or the criterion that is written here, and you've maybe read through this already because I shared this a few weeks ago. These are the descriptions that I'm choosing from when I'm rating your writing in these categories, and you see what they mean. And so you'll scroll down and you'll see that I've rated you with this yellow, and if the yellow is over one of the adjectives, that you're fairly in that category or in that rating, and if it's kind of going over a couple of different of the descriptions, then you're sort of on the border between, in this case, a B and a C, because both are sort of highlighted. How did I know B and C quality writing? Because that's what the excellent, good, fair, poor, and sufficient mean. So you'll read through all of the criteria, you'll look at your ratings, you'll keep scrolling down because it's 2 pages, and then at the bottom I give you many, many comments. So it takes me quite a while to read y'all, to give you these comments, but this is where I'm telling you here are the strengths of the essay, and then here are some of the weaknesses, but I don't call them weaknesses in the handout. I call them spots in the essay where you can revise. And this is where you can revise, and then the grade you have earned, however many points out of 75. And how did I get to this grade? I looked at the overall ratings that I gave in the categories, and then I come up with what the grade is. And so that's how you've earned your grade at the bottom. So let's go back to D2L, and then probably the most important thing then is to see the view inline feedback. So this, when I click on view inline feedback, y'all, you get your file that you uploaded, and you'll notice I have marks in it and I have written in it. So I have the ability to put text boxes in your file. So I type comments in the text boxes, and then you'll notice that I'm highlighting with this yellow circle inside of a pink square to highlight where there are grammar errors, and those numbers are associated with that 20 most common errors list. So you'll have to use the blue handout to kind of decode your draft and see what a number 18 is. Well, it happens to be a run-on sentence, and so then you'll use Google to, if you don't remember what a run-on sentence is, use Google to research what that is and how to fix it, and then you'll fix that error. And the convenient thing that I do for you in online classes is I show you exactly where the error is. So you'll notice some of the smaller spots are specific punctuation is missing, or specific, like this is missing a comma here, missing comma in a compound sentence, and this comma splice is another kind of run-on sentence, but it's a comma splice. So it's not as serious as the run-on that has no punctuation, but it has a comma and the comma is wrong. You have to do something else to fix the comma splice. So again, Google comma splice, COMMA-SPLICE, 2 different words, and you'll get some options for fixing that. So the really small highlighting spots are change a word, add a punctuation mark, take a punctuation mark away, really simple fixes. Some of the longer ones, I might highlight this yellow and orange over a whole line or a whole couple of lines, and then I'll label it with like a number 12 and say, hey, that's a fragment, or I'll label it and say, hey, that's a number 19. You either have a dangling modifier or a misplaced modifier. So those last 2 that I just mentioned, number 12s and number 19s, you all, those are the only ones on the list of 20 that require sentence rewriting. Everything else is just making small little changes, as I've mentioned. So you'll read through all the comments. You'll notice that you can go through all the inline comments by arrowing through the pages here. You can also print them off so you don't have to look at them on the screen. So what I recommend is that you, at the very least, you can download the annotation, so you could download the file, and then you could compare this file to your original file to make your changes. Because y'all, the only thing I haven't talked about yet, and so I'm going to come back and I'm going to check my notes, because you're going to have 2 weeks to revise Essay 1 and resubmit it. I will regrade it. Yes, so let me add this here. So revision of Essay 1 is due. And I call these in the syllabus the revised essay, because you submitted a revised essay before I first graded it, and I'm handing it back, but now this is a second revision, so I'm calling it, a revised essay. So it's due by the end of your week 9. So that's either going to be March 20th or March 27th. Either deadline is okay with me. I mean, I actually will just say to everyone, no matter which spring break you use, the deadline for the revised essay, Essay 1, the rhetorical analysis, is March 27th. So you could get up to 3 weeks of revision. And yes, this is a different date that's in the syllabus. Not only because I'm returning the piece back late, 1 week later than I wanted to, but also because where I placed it in the calendar, I think I didn't give you enough time to make the revision. So this is the new deadline for revision of Essay 1. We're going to stick with the revision of Essay 2 as it reads in the syllabus, y'all. So I'll be returning that one a lot faster. But this is the new deadline for the revision of Essay 1. So, just to clarify, y'all, I'm helping you to find your errors. I'm helping you to see the patterns of your errors. You'll leave this class with an awareness of the kinds of improvements you need to make in your writing. If I didn't mark a lot of the numbers in your draft, I've definitely given you some feedback on your grade sheet about what I would like you to do. I was looking at your sentence variety as I was grading, so some of you will be learning about em dashes, em space, dashes. Some of you will be learning to use semicolons more. Some of you will be learning to use colons more in this first couple of weeks as we're looking at our graded and assessed writing. And then don't forget that the comment sheet is really important. I actually talked to you about your sentences in these comments. You know, the comments I'm giving here as examples are just brief, just to show you examples, but many of you have many, many lines of comments from me to work on to understand your strengths and then to understand where your writing can get stronger. And I think that's all I have to say. You know, I've been giving you some 20-minute videos, so trying not to do that this time. So, you know, remember, we have a little change in our schedule over the next couple of weeks, especially related to the revision of Essay 1, and also the change to the date on the next workshop, which isn't happening for several weeks now. But I think overall, I want you to remember that Module 7 is a time for you to look over your rhetorical analysis, to decide whether you want to revise that essay and submit it by March 20th or by March 27th. It's not a required revision, but you do have a required revision due at the very end of the semester. You have a revision and a reflection essay due for your final assignment, and it's worth 250 points out of the course grade. And so I really recommend that you think about revising the rhetorical analysis, because not only do you have an opportunity to revise your grade and earn a higher grade, and more important than higher grade to me is improve the quality of your writing and to understand what your writing is doing, where it's strong and where it can be improved. But you're also then working towards that revision assignment that's due at the end of the semester. And you may not choose Essay 1 to submit as the revised piece for the end of the semester, but you might. So, you know, again, think about doing the revised Essay 1 if you would like to. It gives you more practice with revision and helps you to improve the quality of your writing, and again, might help you to improve your grade. So, I think that's it. I hope you had a great weekend. We had some beautiful weather this weekend. I hope you got outside and got some of that sun and warmed up. We had such a cold, cold week last week. Take care, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.